So you do need a good God to show the evil, but it's a backhanded statement because someone's good can be someone's evil, and someone's evil can be someone's good.
Hi, my name is Isaac. And my name is Wayne. And this is Armored Apologetics.
Hey, how you doing, Jay?
I'm fine, Isaac.
All right, so here's a question for you. Do you think it's possible that a morally good God and evil can exist simultaneously or at the same time?
A morally good God and evil?
Yeah, can a good God and evil exist?
I mean, yeah. You
Yeah.
kind of need one to have the other,
Okay.
essentially.
So you need a morally good God to have evil?
You need good. I can't even speak on someone's morals because each person has different morals in their life, but you do need the good. So you do need a good God to show the evil, but it's a backhanded statement because someone's good can be someone's evil, and someone's evil can be someone's good.
Okay.
So but yes, you do need that.
So it's kind of relativistic in that sense, like someone's good can be this thing and another person's good can be this thing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for your response.
You're very welcome.
Thanks.
Now that we've defined what objective moral evil is, I want to go into what the actual problem of evil is, and I want to actually answer these questions. So I want to first differentiate that there are actually two subsets of the problem of evil. So on the one hand, we have the logical problem of evil, and the logical problem of evil states that a good God and evil cannot coexist at the same time. It would be, it's impossible, it's a contradiction. A subset of the problem of evil would be that there is an evidential problem of evil or a probabilistic problem of evil, which basically says that because of the amount of evil in the world, because the amount of suffering in the world is so great that there could not be a God that exists probabilistically because of the amount of suffering in this world. When we are discussing the logical problem of evil, what we are addressing is the idea that a good God can exist while evil also exists. Here is why this is possible. Evil, based off of the definition that I gave earlier in the video, is identified by what God says is wrong. So what we want to first see is that God, of course, did not create evil. That might be a concept that many people struggle with. If God is almighty, how can something exist without him creating it? What we need to identify is that evil is not a presence on its own. Evil is a byproduct of something that is beautiful. When God created man with something that is distinctly unique to man and man alone. This does not exist with animals, nor with any other fruit or trees or anything that exists other than humans. Humans have something called choice. We're able to decide whether we're going to listen to God, and we're able to decide whether or not we'll listen to God. Evil, again, is a byproduct of humans' choice. In the Garden of Eden, the beginning of all things, man was told they are not supposed to eat the fruit that's in the midst of the garden, the tree of the knowledge of quote unquote good and evil. When they ate the fruit, the Bible says that sin entered the world through Adam specifically. So now, what does that mean? Since sin entered the world, that means one, it did not always exist in the world. And again, sin is what we equate to evil. But sin entered the world through Adam because of what Adam chose to do. So his actions, which was a byproduct of him being able to say, God, I don't want to listen to you, which again, saying, God, I choose not to listen to you, right? That all on its own is not evil. But his actions that followed now is what is considered evil. Because God created man with the ability to not listen to him, when man does not listen to God, evil therefore exists. So God, because he loved man and decided to give them the opportunity to say, I don't want you, God, evil came into the picture. And that's a really good answer. And
what I'm really seeing from that is that a lot of people always say a good God and evil, they can't exist. But obviously, we see that this assertion falls apart quite quickly, mainly for the reason that if God actually has a sufficient reason, which Wayne just brought up, he brought up the free will of man. If God has a sufficient reason for allowing evil to exist, then we see that the logical problem of evil falls away quite quickly. In fact, the great philosopher William Lane Craig has actually stated that it's widely accepted in the philosophical community today that the logical problem of evil has been dissolved. That was the problem of evil. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I hope we answered this problem of evil sufficiently for you, and this is Armored Apologetics.